Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and today we are discussing a 1975 movie starring Gene Wilder, who wrote the thing and also made his directorial debut with this movie. So he wrote it and directed. This is called The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother. Also starring Madeline Kahn, Marty Feldman, Dom DeLuise, Leo McKern, all about, as it says, Sherlock Holmes' sort of unknown brother, because we all know of Mycroft. But have we ever heard of Sigerson?
No, never.
No. So Gene Wilder plays Sigerson Holmes.
Yes.
Which he is sort of set up by Sherlock to do this case. So he goes off and does it with hilarious things happening along the way. So we will go over to Susan with her opening thoughts on the adventure of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother.
Yes. Well, this is all about this wonderful actress played by Madeline Kahn, a wonderful lady of great repute, and this important document presented to Lord Redcliffe, I think was his name, by Queen Victoria. Yeah. And it was sort of spy craft kind of thing, and it was also sort of a brilliant look at the funnier side of Conan Doyle. No, I'm just kidding. It was a completely farcical Conan Doyle.
That's true.
And I love Gene Wilder. I just think he's so funny. Alex and I were talking, and he would have made and we agree with Lee that he would have made a good Doctor Who.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the sparkle and the twinkle and the giddiness. And Madeline Kahn, this was really early in her career, so people didn't really know that she was super funny yet. And so this one just kind of plowed a deep groove into her career, because it's she had to match the zaniness and the perspicacity of Gene Wilder. They had to be equal. And so wow. So there was this whole thing about being a liar, and there was this whole thing about being sexy, and the sexiness of her truthfulness. I just so funny anyway. And it's the fact that she sang at this club and stuff, and the club was like something. It was sort of a gentleman's club anyway. Sort of fun.
What they called it back in them days, it was like a music hall, wasn't it?
Yeah, a music hall. And I don't really know why Sherlock Holmes had to pass this on to Sigerson, but Sigerson was proved to be up to the task through so many silly moments. Oh my gosh, so silly.
I mean, you also had with his sidekick was Marty Feldman.
Marty Feldman. Oh my gosh, I just love Marty Feldman. Yeah. And he was amazing. And he was called like Orville Sacker or Slacker. I don't know.
Sergeant Orville Stanley Sacker.
And,
With a memory, oral memory.
yeah.
And every time he had to repeat something, it was hit the head.
And he could remember it word for word, but he had to hit himself in the head.
Yeah.
And it was like a record. And if he got stuck in the groove, that's what I meant. That was where that Valorant Con thing was, is that it came from that they had these nice old Victrolas, and that was going on. But then they also had Marty Feldman, who was like acting like a Victrola, just a record album, a record player. Like you had to put the needle right back at the very beginning in order to get the whole thing. And so great. It was really great. And there was other really super fun, famous people in this. There was the wonderful Leo McKern, our own Rumpole of the Bailey. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I suggested Rumpole of the Bailey a while ago, and it was super cool to see him in this. He was really funny actually in his, and let's see, of course, Dom DeLuise, and I love the DeLuises. I love their involvement in the Stargate franchise, and I love their involvement in the life of, some other people like David Blue, and, just their openness and their real generosity as people. And Dom was really generous. He was a really good father. He was a really generous guy. Yeah, so cool. Anyway. And then there was Roy Kinnear and John Lemercier, or what, Monsieur?
John Lemercier.
Lemercier. And he was from, what was it, Dad's Army?
Yes, he played Sergeant Wilson in Dad's Army.
Yeah, he was totally Dad's Army guy, and he was that was so fun. It was so great to see him too. And Dad's Army is great fun, great fun. And
you also had an uncredited appearance from Albert Finney in the movie.
Yeah,
it just popped up in the audience in the opera.
Yep.
And also an uncredited voice of Mel Brooks,
which was great because Mel Brooks wasn't directing this. So the fact that he lent his voice to Gene, who actually, would you say that Gene Wilder was a directorial protege of his? Yeah.
Oh,
they started with their Robin Hood or their what's it called? Their Wild West one. What was their Wild West one called?
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. God, sorry.
Blazing Saddles. Young Frankenstein.
Blazing Saddles was and Young Frankenstein was after this, though. So Mel Brooks.
No, Young Frankenstein was before Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you're kidding. Okay, well, I got the maybe. So then maybe Mel Brooks really. Never mind. Okay. Then protege or not protege.
They were just good friends and
good friends by that point, right? Okay. Sorry. Speaking out of my nostril there. And John Hollis is in there. He played the robot guy in on the Cloud City of Bespin in Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. And it was great to see him too. Like, he was Lando's buddy on
Lobot.
His Lobot, yeah. That's right. Robotic guy. Anyway, and Aubrey Morris and Nicholas Smith was also in there. That was he was in a lot of things too.
Especially Are You Being Served?
Especially Are You Being Served? Yes, he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't bored in his lifetime. And the other things that I liked about this was the excitement and the exuberance of the chase, and the fact that that Marty Feldman and Gene Wilder were way different from the dynamic of Watson and Holmes. I mean, like that, the Watson and Holmes like duo was always like science and you know, rapid fire intellect, like intuitive intellect versus scientific intellect. Like that was all. In this case, it was like wildly hilarious jumps of logic and sort of a straight man kind of sort of a yes man, more than a yes man, but a straight man in Sacker's case.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to say case in Sacker's in the aspect of Sacker, because Sacker wasn't the case. The case was Madeline Kahn, and the case was Redcliffe's scroll. Anyway, I've talked enough. Lee, you gotta shut me up. Otherwise I just keep talking and talking and talking.
I just you was getting involved there. Yeah, I discovered this movie years and years ago. It's not a well-known Gene Wilder movie. It followed from the success of Young Frankenstein, and this was the year after. So you got the return of Marty Feldman and Madeline Kahn, and to play Wilder and Feldman off each other. It's such a great comedy duo, and it's and Gene Wilder's eccentricity as Sigerson, the way he tries to solve things.
Yeah, I mean, it's just leaps of logic.
Yeah, leaps of logic and just in your face, and especially when he's accusing Jenny of lying. You're a liar.
You're a liar.
Liar, Miss Liar. And she was, because she lied about everything. And then you, as you say, you get Leo McKern as Professor Moriarty.
That's Moriarty. That was so great.
Yeah. So with a comedic duo with him and Roy Kinnear as his assistant, who's Roy Kinnear, if everybody knows, is the father of Rory Kinnear, who's a well-known actor these days in movies and TV. But to have McCann and Kinnear play off each other in some scenes, especially where the bidding for the scroll between France and, was it Germany?
Yes.
It was, how do you do these mathematics? You divide this by that, then you move it over there. Then his assistant was eating all the crisps and all the food. Spit it out. That's for guests. Just spit out the plate.
And he makes him gack it up onto the serving dish again.
Yeah, that's it. It's for guests. But yeah, the great comedy act is. I mean, Leo McCann is well known, as you say, Rumple or the Bailey, serious roles, but it just shows you can put it to he put his mind to comedy. He played it so well.
Freaking genius, and he's smart enough, he's just a smart actor, and he makes really good decisions. And because he's so smart, he was able to play Moriarty, who's like just a bloody genius. And
also to have him play the scene, Moriarty and Gambetti, Dom DeLuise together. That
oh my God.
They're arguing to each other and biting each other's noses and pulling his wig to a side. Yeah, it was just
a cool fight. Yeah.
You see, they don't make movies like this anymore. There's the comedy movies these days aren't really funny.
And there was 5 scrolls.
5 scrolls, yeah. 5 scrolls, and he ended up not getting the one. But I mean, that as well with the opera, where I'll hand the scroll over when someone sings, let's all have some sexy wine. So then you get 2 people singing it, so you don't know who to give, so they're fighting on the stage. And, it's just a great farce.
Yes.
It's just all out. You can see the influence from Mel Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
You can, but
that's what I meant. That's why I said what I said earlier. I just meant that Mel Brooks, you could tell that Gene Wilder as a director was sort of a protege of Mel Brooks, the kind of pacing, the kind of jokes, the kind of really quick back and forth, and following the gazes as they look, and then something really funny happens, and then it's just so great.
I mean, I thought it was funny. One of the scenes was where he was trying to get information out of Jenny. So what was he doing? Hand on her breast. Just there. And she was just, telling him this, telling him that, and then he took his hand off. Why have you taken it off?
You were almost there. I almost gave it all up.
I mean, Madeline Kahn, God bless her soul. I mean, she was such an underrated actress. But in the movies I've seen her in, every time she comes on the screen, she just used to steal the scene every time.
Yep.
It's great actress. But as I was sat watching this week, just watching it all, and I'm thinking, there's nobody in it what's still alive. They've all passed.
Mm-hmm.
Madeline Kahn, Gene Wilder, Marty Feldman, Leon McCain, Roy Kinnear, all gone. Yeah, John LeMessurier, all gone.
Douglas Wilmer, Nicholas Smith, yep.
Yeah, all gone.
John Hollis, yep. Aubrey, Susan Field, yep. You're right. There's nobody alive at all.
So it just shows you that we don't seem to get this sort of talent anymore. And if we did get this talent again, they're not allowed to shine. I don't think the movie companies and that lot are quite afraid of comedy.
Yep.
I mean, these people were groundbreakers back in the day. They were creating great comedy movies, but now the movie companies are quite afraid to make movies like this.
Yeah, the only ones that even come close are like those Deadpool ones, and because, but they don't have like an ensemble cast. It's just one guy who's doing the jokes.
He's just the lead doing it.
Yeah,
So
it's really hard to get everybody doing jokes in a movie.
I mean, if you kill comedy off, then I don't know. It's just good that we've got these sort of movies that we can sit back and watch and reminisce as to how good it was back then compared to these days.
Yeah, agreed.
So, anything else you'd like to say about the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother? A long title.
Yeah, it is, and the, they've added a lot of people to Sherlock Holmes's family in the Sherlock stories told by Mark Gatiss and Sue Virtue and aka Stephen Moffat, that whole group. They have his sister. I can't remember what her name is now. But this is adding a character to the mix too.
Sigerson Holmes.
Yeah, just hilarious, and I really, I personally really like Leo McKern. He's so great, and he's such a classy actor, and I also I think that when you put a cast like this together, you just you can't lose. And Gene Wilder, as a kid, he was Willy Wonka forever in my
I'm,
in my
I'm,
mind.
reading, I'm reading his autobiography at the moment.
Oh, okay. Oh, fantastic.
Really Wonka on the back.
Yeah.
Only on to chapters 8, but it's
But
quite.
you don't read books usually. You listen to audio adventures, don't you?
This isn't an audio adventure. This is an autobiography.
Right, I know. But I'm just saying that you're used to reading. You're used to getting your literature in the audio form.
Ah, no, well, yeah, well, that's drama. This is just a life story of someone.
Oh, cool.
Bookmark.
That is a bookmark, though. Oh my gosh, that's the best bookmark. Wow. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about it. It was fantastic. And so tell me about the book.
Well, can I just say before that as well, to get the two leading men in this to bear their backsides in a, and it seemed forever, the dancing scene going.
And then the way that they grabbed them and walked off like hand over bottom, that was so great.
I mean, that scene went on for quite a few minutes, where they were just dancing, swapping partners, and then they go, oh! You won't get it these days. They just won't make the movie like that. But no. Yeah, what did you say? The book? Yeah, it's a nice little book. Kiss Me Like a Stranger, it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Gene Wilder autobiography. It's only a little narrow book, but
so are you still in his childhood on chapter 8?
Yeah, he's just starting to. Well, he's always had the acting bug. He's been over to England, and he's gone back to. I think it's New York now, but he hasn't made any movies yet. He's just done theatre productions and stuff.
Oh, cool.
That's what I do. I sit sometimes and read a couple of chapters every now and again.
Good for you. That's really good.
Get my glasses on and read. Yeah, I really do like Gene Wilder. I think I grew up watching his movies. When I shouldn't have been watching them really, because I was mostly too young to watch Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that's how I discovered this movie as well, you see. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Gene Wilder, I've got a soft spot for his movies. Mm-hmm. So anything else before we go to final stage scrum?
No,
Okay.
I won't
So,
call you a liar.
okay. So, so what is your final stage score then?
All right, I'll give this. I'll give this 10 wet scrolls out of 10.
Oh, cool.
And or 10 wet, never mind. 10 squeezy bottoms out. Go ahead.
Oh dear. Well,
Because it's a really good movie.
it is. It is.
Really
I mean,
funny.
it is. I'm going to give this 10. Yeah, out of 10. Yeah. Oh, that scene, that was great. That Dr. Louise and Lee McKay. Anyways, yeah, that's what I'm getting him. I could have given him 6. I could have, and after all this, we're going to finish recording this. We're going to have some sexy wine.
That's a good idea.
So that is our little review of. Here we go again. The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother. Whew. So you guys out there, if you've seen it, let us know what you thought of this movie. If you haven't seen it, go out and watch it, then come back and tell us what you think of it.
Definitely.
We're on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Insta. If you join us on YouTube, subscribe and that, please press the subscribe button. Come on, is it going to work?
I don't know. I kind of fell on it last night.
Now you've killed it.
Kind of have.
You killed it. But yeah, if you press the bell notification button, you'll get notified every time we put a video. If you'd like to be in the group and be on one of these casts, oops, too late now. If you want to be in the cast or on the groups, get in touch, message me. As I say, we're all on social media. All we ask is that you be 18 plus, because some things we discuss movie wise or whatever, some of them are 18 plus. You have a laptop, PC, mobile phone, or a tablet with a working camera and microphone, and you can use the Zoom app, which is what we use. And you can get involved in what we do: movies, TV, audio dramas, you name it, we're there. Animation, stuff like that. And I said this week we've just been doing a 70s comedy movie, what nobody's heard of before. So, and that is our little recording done today. So you guys out there, be safe, and we will see you next time when we decide, because we haven't decided what we're doing yet. That's on our next videos, which will be next week. We do them every Sunday, by the way. For now, we're quite happy doing them on Sundays at the moment. So if you're free on a Sunday night, join us. So until next time, bye for now.